If you had told me when we started this series that we would get 47 episodes and 26 hours into the playthrough without actually sending high-purity silicon between worlds, I'd have laughed in your face. But here we are. Hello, Legion. This is Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play some more Dyson Sphere Program in our Alpha Andromedae series. Yeah, we're not actually importing any, or exporting rather, any high-purity silicon. At all. It's real weird. So, we're going to address that right now. We have the silicon line coming all the way down here, so it's actually very, very easily addressed, all things considered, because we're just going to literally run the line here. Tell you what, we'll put it to right about there. That's not very pretty. Yeah, let's get it as straight as we can, just for aesthetics' sake. It's not really going to get very straight, unfortunately, just because of the way that I set up this particular line. So we'll just be happy with that. Nice. Next level of blueprints have been researched. And there we go. Perfect. We do have a slot. So now this is set up as a remote supply. It might take a while. Oh, interesting. We actually are low on chips. Why is that? Could it be because of the copper? You know what? It might be because of the copper shortage that we had here that I've now resolved. So it maybe that computer processor shortage is not as big of a deal as it looks to be. But it could genuinely take a moment for this export station to offload this silicon, because there are just ships like transporting all of these things. However, one thing that will help is upgrading the capacity of some of the ships carrying stuff back and forth so that more goods can be carried at once. So before I add any more interstellar transport stations, I think I'm going to focus on that first. How's the power situation here? Totally fine. Totally and completely fine. Yeah, it's going to be a while before this actually gets sent anywhere. Makes me sad. But we have resolved that situation, so let's head back, because that's literally all we needed to do here. The outpost looks mostly healthy otherwise, so I'm headed back to Alpha Andromedae 2. I do have warp capability, but I do not yet have warpers. So I'd love to warp back and forth between my planets, but it's not yet necessary. Or possible. We don't care if it's necessary, we'll do it when we want, but we need warpers. We don't currently have them. Can I build them? No, they need to be manufactured. Don't they? I think they do. No, they don't actually. They do need graviton lenses, though, and those require strange matter. So, can't quite build them yet. We're right around the corner from that. Now that we've fixed the silicon issue on that planet, the main thing that I'm focused on, started this in the last episode, we are working on getting some additional power in the form of, well, not really more power, but better power distribution. We need satellite substations to replace all of our Tesla towers, because Tesla towers are cumbersome, and they take up room, and they block belts. Satellite substations take up room as well, but they have such a wider array of coverage. It's so satisfying to see them go up for the first time. And we are here as I crash into the water towers, or water pumps. So, how we doing? There is some silicon on the way. That is reassuring. So, with silicon on the way, I can go ahead and start planning in earnest for where these particular buildings need to be. So, quick refresher. Frame material requires carbon nanotubes, titanium alloy, and silicon. It requires the most... Of those three resources, it requires carbon nanotubes the most. There's 4 carbon nanotubes that go into one frame material. I just need 1 titanium alloy and 1 silicon. So it's going to consume that at a fairly rapid clip, and that's going to place a certain amount of pressure on me to go ahead and go get the resource from another star, from another planet, elsewhere in the star cluster, that will help me produce that carbon nanotube that I need. So, the silicon's going to come in from there. I haven't yet built another storage for the titanium, but I will be able to. And then the carbon nanotubes will just be brought in from here. You know what? As much as I cleared all this space back here, I think what I'm going to do is just put them, like, here. I think this makes the most sense. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I may be able to get a line past there. Yes, I can. Beautiful. All right, so this is going to be... Right, I guess this would be the best spot to bring in the carbon nanotubes, so we'll do that. All right, get those placed. Let's go ahead and put down some Tesla towers. Every 4. Ironically, we're building something that will help us no longer need the Tesla towers. But for now, we will use them. All right, so... Yep, frame materials. Kind of a momentous moment here. This is, again, the first component that goes towards building Dyson frames properly. Up till now, we've just had a swarm, and it's very pretty to look at. But nothing else. Okay, so now I need the silicon, which, that's easy. It's interesting that it hasn't arrived yet, though. There's supposedly some on the way, but I guess the transports are literally just about to get here. That would be my guess. And then this is going to be particularly easy. Let's just get... Again, all of these will be replaced momentarily, and it's going to be frickin' great. But for now, still have to play nice. All right, let's request from other distributors. I don't want a ton. Although there is an argument to be made for having, yeah, you know what? I'm going to keep that storage fully open. I think it's going to be worthwhile to have more titanium alloys being stored here, because this particular production line is one that you want to keep moving. So I like the idea of, well, keeping it moving. No silicon yet. We've got our titanium alloy, but no silicon. Okay, I've got to give it to you guys. I'm really starting to warm quickly to the bots. Now that I'm doing it more routinely, that is freaking handy. And it's also satisfying to see them flying everywhere. Honestly, speaking of aesthetics, when they were first added, they were almost like surprising to me. It's weird to see little rotor-powered bots flying around, dropping off resources. They were a different design from, you know, transports like this, or the interstellar transports. I've gotten used to it, but when I first saw it, there was a part of my brain that just wanted to keep going with, wait, did I? No, there's still some on the way. Okay, silicon literally just got here. Perfect. There's a part of my brain that just wanted to continue playing the Dyson Sphere program that I was already familiar with. You know? Just being honest. Like, because it didn't look quite the same. But obviously I'm getting over that, and we'll continue to get over it. It's a very nitpicky thing, but I can be that way sometimes. Another example is like when the pursuit music was added to The Long Dark. When anytime you get pursued by a predator in that game, all of a sudden there's a kind of musical cue. It's not quite music, it's more of just a droll. But it's to let you know that you're being hunted. And so it serves a gameplay purpose, but I love the soundtrack. And that particular droll could interrupt the soundtrack when it played, and it annoyed the ever-living shit out of me. I was so angry. Pardon my language, but like, that's one of my favorite games of all time, and the music is a huge part of the experience. It's a very nitpicky thing. But I got over it, and I'm glad I did. Okay, so now I just need some storage set up for those. And I do want there... I would like to have a large amount of these. I'm going to set up a proper... splitter and off-put to here. And then I will also place one of these on top. Let's go ahead and give it some bots. And you are just going to provide and collect for Icarus. But what I would like to store is I want to have those in my inventory. I want you to bring them to me. So I want to have a minimum of at least... So it looks like they're in stacks of 15. So let's say 120. And at most 120. And now they'll start bringing them to me, which is glorious. So you can see them just being brought into my inventory automatically. And as a consequence of that, I can do something pretty flippin' cool. Which is place our very first substations. So let's see how we can go ahead and get rid of some of our first Tesla towers. And just be done with it forever. I'm over it. Alright, so first one probably needs to go there or so. I can delete you. I can delete you. I can delete you. And I can delete you. Oh, I love it. Okay. Oh, I can also delete you. Get wrecked. Alright, so that's one. Let's do another. This is going to be fun for a second because we just get to get rid of all of the mess of the Tesla towers, finally. Looks like that's going to be one of the most sensible locations to place one. It's going to be right next to the planetary logistics station there, but that's fine. Doesn't hurt anything. I can delete you. I love that you can see the grid so clearly, so it's easy to fix these issues as they arise. It's genuinely one of my favorite things. Do these have any power draw of their own? I don't think they do. Yeah, they just provide supply area. They don't have any power draw of their own. The wireless power towers have a little bit of idle consumption, a very small amount of idle consumption. I need to go ahead and empty some stuff out, by the way. Is this not working anymore because of the way I set up the storage? I feel like it's not working anymore. That would have been good to notice. So you do have to leave one slot. You can't set it to 0. I thought if you set it to 0, it would just pass through. So that hasn't been working this whole time. That's kind of sad. It's fine. We still have plenty, but that hasn't been working at all. It's freaking funny. All right, I have a bunch of those. Let's transfer them. That is freaking funny. Can't believe I haven't noticed that before now. Okay, back to what we were doing, because this is incredibly fun. This is honestly, oh crap, this is one of my favorite moments. In terms of like upgrading your existing base with something that makes a dramatic improvement. Alright, so it looks like where these are situated is just one notch north of center in this line, so that's good to know from an aesthetic standpoint. I can't do a lot with that though once I get over here, so I almost need to bring it up a bit. But that's fine, because that helps placement a little bit more. I think they take up the same amount of space. They do. They take up the same amount of space as a... why can I not... Arc smelter. Yeah, as a smelter. Alright, so that's taken care of. Now watch this. I can delete so many of these now. This is going to allow me a lot more efficiency in terms of the placement of all these buildings. I can even add another producer of energetic graphite now. Not that I need to, but I could. And I probably will, to tell you the truth. It's not necessary, but who cares? Alright, that probably needs to stay there. Might be wrong, though. Yeah, that one needs to stay there for now. So that mostly takes care of that area. Let's go over here. Oh, nice. So because I have this extra area here, I can just... Oh, this is beautiful. Oh, this makes me happy. All right, so here's what I'll do in this case. I really do want to have this one centralized for obvious reasons. So it seems like the most central location is going to be right about here. So I'm going to change up where this thing's positioned. Need to do a little bit of finagling with the sorters, but that's fine. And so now... Oh my god. Alright. And now I can just delete every last one of these unnecessary jerks. It just gives me so much more freedom. It's fantastic. I can also delete you, I think. Yep. Can I delete you? No, I can't delete them. I still need a few of those on the outlying edge there, but we're going to keep placing these in just a second. Can definitely delete you. And I might be able to delete you. Let's see. Yep, I can. Everything is powered. There's this one down here. Yeah, there's a few structures down here that are still using Tesla towers. And I don't have to delete all the Tesla towers. The main areas, the main reasons that I want to delete them are the reasons that you can kind of see. Like right now, I'll probably leave that Tesla tower there because I don't need there to be a substation there. But I can continue to look for places where there are a lot of Tesla towers and replace them with the substations, which is great. So one area that I can absolutely do a lot of improving in is this area. Like I could go ahead and put down, yeah. If I put one down right here, then all of a sudden I no longer need, in this entire area, I no longer need any Tesla towers to speak of whatsoever. And I'll double check everything because there have been moments in this series where I've kind of paid the price for deleting too hastily. Like a tower that doesn't seem to power anything. So I will make sure that that doesn't happen. Yeah, see? So there are still a few spots where it's going to be handy to keep those in place. I think here I'm just gonna, yeah, I'm just gonna do that. There, problem solved. That's a little bit close to the other one, but I don't care. It's fine. Do I need you? I do. You're not quite close enough. But again, that's totally okay. Now what I can do here, though... Ooh. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All right, so we're going to delete this guy here. Very temporarily. And then place one of these. Like so. Oh, wow. That is a very nice crude oil seep sitting literally right in the middle of my base. How have I not noticed that before now? 3.2. I'm going to go ahead and hook that up right now, and no one's going to blame me at all. That needs to happen. That thing should already have been hooked up, but it's just been in a different area than I've generally looked for oil so far. But that is one of the best crude oil seeps that you can get on your home planet. There are crude oil seeps out in the star cluster that are much, much more productive. But that's an amazing amount of crude. And part of me just wants to transport it manually. Hang on, can I? Can I? No, I can't. So, we'll do a little bit of spaghetti here. Not a lot, but a little. Can I just bring you straight down? Ooh, this might work. Hang on. Let's see if this will work. No, not quite. Let's... Perfect. Okay, so... Yeah, this oil is going to travel a good ways through the air. The best way to do so is probably just to bring it down, and then I'll just have it overlap the hydrogen line here a little bit. That'll help me bring it back to where it needs to be without paying too much attention, which is glorious. Yeah, this is just going to help us make sure that we maintain a surplus of oil. So, cannot complain about this situation whatsoever. Alright, let's bring it up through the middle here. So it's kind of worked perfectly. It's raised 2 spots off the ground. And we're going to make even more of you happy now, because for this particular connection, I do not mind doing a direct connection. And we'll do that. Here we go. That will work. Now, what I'm curious about... Yeah, okay. That'll empty out a bit and they'll be able to combine, which is... That's all I wanted, was for there to be a possibility of combination. So we can see that we have a good surplus of crude oil as well. What's going on here? Oh, are we backed up all the way already? No way. No way. Alright, we need to burn more of this stuff then. That's unexpected. We're backed up on energetic graphite again. This always happens. It's ridiculous. I mean, I can definitely offload more. That's not a problem. Maybe I can send some to Alpha Andromedae. That's an idea. We can send some to Alpha Andromedae 4, our original outpost planet. That's not a bad idea at all. Okay, but before we do that... Yeah, I feel like maybe I might need to do that sooner than later. The easiest solution is to go ahead and get... I need to keep working on automation as well. We've gotten sidetracked with a few things this episode, but the easiest thing to work on would be just getting some additional thermal power plants built, which, again, I can automate this soon, and I will. Yeah, so let's go ahead and just get those rolling. I'm going to pop some stuff back into my inventory proper. There we go. Okay, so let's head back to Alpha Andromedae 4. There's a little bit of deja vu because we're wrapping up the episode now. I'm going to wait to fully stop until I get over there. Actually, no, not 4. We're going to go to 3. And we're going to add some additional thermal power plants just to chew up some of this energetic graphite. I need to. I have nothing else to do with it at present. There it is. Oh, it's actually quite close to us. I was flying away from it for a moment. Let's use some of our glorious deuterium fuel to accelerate all the way to full speed and barely go below half battery. Oh my god, I love deuterium. Alright, so we already have 15 more extra thermal plants. Lots of good upgrades underway, and the very next one is the ability to warp. That will be unlocked after mecha fuel power. So I stand corrected, I don't have the ability to warp yet. Thought I did, but I don't. I need to get more... Well, I do have more of these. Nice. These must have been brought to me the last time I was on Alpha Andromedae 4. Either that or they just weren't finished. Yeah. Maybe I just had a few more that I built. Yeah, I had those that I built in my inventory. I remember now. Okay, let's fly over to where we have additional power. I really don't even need the solar ring to be finished here, because it's the thermal power plants that are really powering this planet. And there's plenty of power at the moment. You can see this is going to be funny to look at this. There's just a wave like up and down because it's such a weird pattern of energy input, given that the ring is incomplete. I very rarely let that happen. But this planet happens to have come along at a moment that was kind of advantageous. For other reasons. Because it helps us offload our energetic graphite. Alright, so now if I place you there and I do this, will you daisy chain automatically? Yes, you will. Although it looks like you'll use 2 sorters to do it, and I don't want you to do that. There we go. Alright, so I will have to offset this slightly. Now I have a bunch more of those, so I'm just going to keep doing this for a second. There we go. This will work fine. Phenomenal soundtrack. Okay, so yeah, we still have one measly... I can probably fix that, to tell you the truth. Yeah, I have everything I need. Let's just go ahead and get that last blueprinted so we can get this notification cleared. The last blueprinted solar panel is in this direction. So now I'm just building a bunch of them. Should be coming up on it. Although I think what I'm going to need to do is pass the gap at the end of where the constructed solar panels are. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. That's interesting. I didn't know that was there. All right, there we go. Found it. All right, so what I can also do is just go ahead and build a few more. Because I'm close enough. Like, the ring isn't fully complete, but it's getting there. Yeah, I can actually see it on the screen now. I'm starting to approach the other side of the ring. If you look at the bottom left-hand corner, you can see the... See that? We're close. And I can build several more, so I might as well get this done before I wrap up the episode. We're not going to get the ring all the way around. I could, though. I have the resources. Oh, just kidding. No, I don't. I need more iron. It's actually interesting that I don't have that, which makes me feel like maybe I might have chewed it up making all those thermal power plants, but I might need to make sure I still have a good excess of iron on the main homeworld. Because if we don't, that's a problem. But that's the kind of thing that can start to happen at this stage of the game. You're so focused on the more complex resources in Dyson Sphere Program that some of the basic resources and the production of things like iron ingots starts to genuinely suffer. All right, so that is everything. And with that, I'm going to stop this episode here. How's the power production situation here now? Yeah, we now have plenty of power. And it does look like that is helping to chew through the amount of, you know what? I'm going to do even more. Before I wrap up here, I think it's just worthwhile. No, I don't. No, I don't want you to do 2 sorters. I just want you to do 1, okay? Why are you using 2? It's not necessary. Why did you build 2 sorters for that entire... Okay, I see why. It was because of a change in the grids. Alright, so I can't build these too close together going forward, and I kind of expected that. But I can build this one up that way. So this is more power than I need, frankly. So we'll probably be able to make use of this surplus. For example, if I wanted to put these energy exchangers back down, I could begin charging accumulators here. That's something that I could absolutely do on this planet. We're not going to do it right now, but it's something, given that this is a world that we're offloading our surplus to in order just to generate power, we now have something to do. We have to find something for that power to do. And that's yet another thing that we can kind of convert in order to make sure that we have maximum efficiency going forward. For now, I'm going to stop here. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this one, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to follow along. If it's not your first time or even your second, look for the join button to access unique emotes, badges, and other perks. New episodes are coming out every day at noon, US Eastern Time. Comments are always welcome. Let me know what you think, and I will see you next time.